There are moments in life when the colors fade, when mornings feel heavy and the future seems too far to touch. In those quiet hours, something unexpected often awakens clarity, a strange kind of logic that doesn't belong to joy but to sorrow. People who've walked through deep sadness often see the world without illusion. They strip away the masks that comfort others, while the happy chase dreams and noise, the broken ones, sit in silence questioning everything. And in that questioning, they begin to see the truth as it really is. This is the paradox of depression. In darkness, you often find the light of understanding. Body. Pain is the beginning of awareness. When everything feels meaningless, the mind starts searching for meaning. Pain forces you to ask questions others avoid. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the point of all this? Many of the wisest souls in history began with this same pain. Buddha left his palace after seeing sickness, old age, and death. Nietzsche wrote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to give birth to a dancing star." And Rumi whispered, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." Depression cracks open the illusions that comfort us, illusions of control, importance, and certainty. What remains is raw reality, and though it hurts, it is real. From that rawness, awareness begins. The logic of the broken mind. When you're depressed, emotions burn away the surface noise. You stop pretending. You stop chasing every passing excitement. You start seeing patterns, how people act out of fear, how society hides pain with pleasure, how love can turn into control. You begin to think logically, not because you want to, but because you have no energy left to lie to yourself. In that mental silence, facts appear clear. You realize that most of life's noise is distraction, people running from their own emptiness. Psychologists call this depressive realism. Studies show that depressed people often make more accurate judgments about situations than overly optimistic people. They don't sugarcoat reality, they see it as it is. But this logic, while sharp, comes at a price. It can make life feel heavier. The challenge is not to lose yourself in this truth, but to learn how to live with it. The wisdom hidden in sadness. Every emotion has a message. Sadness teaches stillness, pain teaches attention, loneliness teaches self-connection. When you listen to your sadness instead of running from it, you begin to learn its language. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote in his journal during sleepless nights of battle, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." He didn't escape suffering, he learned how to hold it without breaking. The same is true for us. Depression may shrink your world. In that small space, you meet yourself fully, without distraction, without performance. That meeting is where wisdom begins, when logic becomes a shield. Some people who've been hurt too deeply learn to protect themselves with logic. They analyze every word, every feeling, every relationship, not to understand, but to stay safe. Logic becomes armor. It keeps pain out, but it also keeps love out. You might say, "I don't want to get attached. I don't trust people. I expect nothing." This sounds strong, but it's not freedom, it's fear in disguise. True wisdom is not cold reasoning, it's warm understanding. As Khalil Gibran wrote, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding." You cannot protect yourself from life and still expect to grow. Logic must serve the heart, not replace it. Seeing through illusions. Depression removes illusions about love, success, and even happiness. You begin to see that happiness cannot be chased. It cannot be bought or performed. It appears only when you stop running. Many people spend their whole lives chasing happiness, new jobs, new partners, new cities, but they never stop to ask what emptiness they're trying to fill. Those who have suffered deeply already know nothing external can save you. This realization, though painful, is freedom. Because once you stop expecting life to make you happy, you start creating meaning yourself. And meaning, unlike happiness, cannot be taken away. Learning to think and feel again. Depression narrows your focus to survival, but healing expands it again. Once you face the darkest corners of your mind, fear loses its power. You learn to think and feel at the same time, a balance most people never reach. Carl Jung believed that depression is not the end, but an invitation to go deeper into the soul. He said one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. When you bring awareness into the darkness, you don't erase it, you integrate it. You begin to carry your sadness with grace instead of shame. Healing is not about becoming the person you were before the pain. It's about becoming someone wiser, calmer, and more authentic because of it. The turning point. The turning point comes when logic stops being a wall and becomes a tool. You start using your clarity not to criticize life, but to build it. You stop asking why me and begin asking what now. You begin to notice beauty again. Not the kind that dazzles, but the quiet kind. Sunlight through curtains, the sound of rain, the warmth of someone's voice who truly listens. These small details are proof that life still whispers to you. It wants you to stay. It wants you to build something new from what was broken. Practical steps for healing. If you've been living in numbness or confusion, start small. Ground yourself. Spend time outside, touch the earth, breathe deeply. The body anchors the mind. Journal daily. Write without judging yourself. Let your inner voice speak freely. Sometimes clarity comes after. The words pour out. Read the right words. Fill your mind with writers who walked through fire. Rumi, Viktor Frankl, Seneca, or even poets like Mary Oliver. Their words are medicine for the unseen wounds. Seek connection, not perfection. You don't need to be healed to be loved, you only need to be real. Practice kindness toward yourself. Self-compassion is not weakness, it's repair. Treat yourself the way you would treat a loved one who's hurting. Each small act of care becomes a thread that pulls you back toward life. The wisdom of the wounded. Some people emerge from darkness with more empathy than ever before. They understand others' pain because they have lived it. They speak softly, listen deeply, and see beneath masks. These are the healers of the world, not because they are perfect, but because they are aware. As the Japanese say, kintsugi is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. The cracks are not hidden but honored. In the same way, your scars are not shameful. They are proof that you were strong enough to break and still rebuild. The logic that once made you feel cold now becomes compassion guided by truth. You begin to help others see that the mind can survive the storm and grow from it. The light beneath the shadow. When you come out of deep sadness, something changes forever. You no longer fear silence. You no longer need constant validation. You see beauty not as perfection, but as honesty. You realize that joy isn't the absence of pain, it's the acceptance of both. And that acceptance becomes your peace. Rumi once said, "Don't turn away. Keep your gaze on the bandaged place, that's where the light enters you." This is the final gift of depression. It teaches you that even in darkness, you are still capable of light. It shows you that your mind, though wounded, is still capable of clarity, logic, and truth. And perhaps that is where real wisdom begins, when you no longer run from pain, but let it teach you how to live. Depression can destroy illusions, but it can also rebuild wisdom. It can silence your world, but in that silence, you may hear yourself for the first time. So if you are in that place now where hope feels distant, remember, you are not broken, you are being remade. Believe in your ability to begin again, not as who you were, but as who you are becoming. More awake, more aware, more alive. Like and share if this spoke to you, because someone out there needs to be reminded that even in the darkest logic, a new light is waiting to rise.